Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. I will introduce myself. My name is Ima Sabila Johaida. Today, as moderator, I will lead Group 13 for a presentation of various tourism of Indonesia. For the first town, I will leave it to Nahiza. Please, Nahiza.
Thank you, Ima. Hello, Miss. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nahiza Dindamuti, and I will explain tourist destination in the city of Manado. Manado is the capital city of the Indonesian province of North Sulawesi. It is the second largest city in Sulawesi after Makassar, with the 2020 census reporting a population of 451,916 distributed over a land area of 162.53 square kilometers. And the first tourist destination in Manado is Bunaken National Park. Who doesn't know Bunaken National Park? Bunaken National Park was formally established in 1991 and is among the first of Indonesia's marine parks. In 2005, Indonesia submitted an application to UNESCO for including the park on the World Heritage List. The park is located near the center of the Coral Triangle, providing habitat to 3,090 species of coral, as well as many fish, mollusca, reptile, and marine mammal species. So therefore, diving and snorkeling lovers, Bunaken National Park is the most ideal destination to visit. This location has long been known as one of the best places for scuba diving. And the second is Pura Jagarita Taas. It is the largest temple in the province of North Sulawesi, Manado City, precisely located on a hill in the area of Taas Kacantikala, which is authorized for use by the priest almarhum Ida Prana Gede Sanur. The scenery looked very beautiful from the top of the pura surrounded by the hills. So you can also see everything around it, which is quite pleasing to the eye. And the third is Rafting Desa Timbukar. The Nimanga River in Timbukar village is one of the leading tourist attractions in Minahasa, with its rapids that are challenging to navigate. The Nimanga River has a river character that is quite unique and very different from other rivers, and is quite safe for beginners, of course, with also combination of natural fields of the forest and plantations. It adds to the attractiveness of whitewater rafting activities in Timbukar Minahasa village. And the last destination in Manado is Cina Village, Manado. As one of the historical areas, of course, the attraction of Kampung Cina Manado tourism is its historical tourism, where visitors both from outside the area and within the Manado area can enjoy the atmosphere of Kampung Cina with all the rest of its history. There are also many ancient buildings as well as pagoda buildings that have interesting Chinese architecture with distinctive rough shapes, colors, and size. This place very recommended for you who love history. For the next city will be explained by my friend Salma.
Thank you. Thank you, Nahiza. So, my name is Alma Sharifa, and I will explain to you about Batu, West Java. So, Batu is a city in the province of East Java, Indonesia. Batu is known as one of top tourist cities in Indonesia because of the potential for extraordinary natural beauty. Next. The first is Jatim Park. So, Jawa Timur Park, commonly known as Jatim Park or JTP, is a complex of recreational and learning park located in Batu, East Java, Indonesia. The complex has three parks, the first Jatim Park, the second Jatim Park, and the third Jatim Park. The second is Museum Angkut. So Museum Angkut or Transportation Museum is a transport museum located in Batu and located in hillside of Mount Panderman, part of Mount Kawi, Putak. The museum has more than 3,000 collection of types of traditional to modern transportation. The museum is divided into several zones decorated with the background of building models from the continents of Asia, Europe to America. Especially in the Europe zone, it's setting by 1,800 up to 1,900 French style with various vintage Europe cars. The third is Coban Rais. Coban Rais is a waterfall located in the village of Oro-Oro Ombo, Batu City. Coban Rais is located on the eastern slope of Mount Panderman with a very heavy waterfall flow. The side of the waterfall is overgrown with trees and large rocks. Before arriving at the waterfall, there are many small streams that must be passed in addition to the path which is quite slippery. In addition to waterfalls, Coban Rais is also equipped with several new photo spots. The last is Bagong Adventure Body Museum. It is a museum located at Jalan Kartika number 2, Jatim Park 1 Complex, Baru City, East Java, Indonesia. The special function of this museum is a thematic museum that provides an explanation of human anatomy. This museum is devoted to learning for children. The way of learning is using student worksheets, which are commonly applied in schools. The main collection in the Bagong Adventure Museum body is the original human specimen, which is stored in the exhibition room and has been preserved by the plastination technique. So that's all from me. The next city will be explained by my friend Ima.
Okay, thank you, Salma. So today I will explain the town of Ubud. Ubud is a town on the Indonesian island of Bali and steep ravines in the central foothills of the Gianyar Regency. Promoted as an art and culture center, it has developed a large tourism industry. So the first is next. Ayung River. The Ayung River is one of the favorite rafting spots for tourists. This rafting is categorized as a second class, which is suitable for beginners, so tourists need not to be afraid to try. On the rafting trip, tourists will be present with natural panoramas on the right and left of the river. Not only that, in the middle of the trip, you can also see Balinese carving art engraved on the walls of the Ayung River. Next. Nyoh Kuning Ubud Tourism Village. This village was built using the Trihita Karana concept, maintaining the harmony of human relations with nature, humans with humans, and humans with gods, so that everything is well organized according to the Balinese cultural concept, presenting the harmonization of nature and culture. Nyoh Kuning Ubud Tourism Village was built away from the concept of modern tourism development and is more likely to adopt local culture naturally and without a touch of modernization, so that the nature and culture of the countryside can be felt. Residence house can be used as a place to stay. Tourists can mingle with local residents and feel the atmosphere of Old Bali. There is also a place to eat that serves traditional Balinese food. At night, you can see a variety of traditional Balinese dance. Next. The third place is Monkey Forest Ubud. The attraction of Ubud's Monkey Forest as a vacation spot is located in a protected forest that is still beautiful, and in the forest there are many monkeys. In the forest area, there is also a Hindu temple named Pura Dalam Agung Padang Tegal Ubud. Besides interacting with monkeys, tourists can also visit sacred temples in the forest. There are several temple buildings in this area. First, which is used as a playground for the monkeys. Second, which is bigger and is used as a place of worship by local residents. You are advised to visit the bigger temples only. For smaller temples, tourists simply see it from afar. Some monkeys consider the area to be their territory, so that anyone who comes can be attacked. These two temples are already one ticket package with the forest area. Next. The last is Arma Museum. Bali also has stunning museums, one of which is the Arma Museum, or called Agung Rai Museum of Art in Ubud. Visiting the museum, you can see many Balinese paintings from the various age, traditional Balinese architectural style with the dominance of local materials. The two main buildings, Balai Daja, covering an area of 3,013 square meters, and Baledau, covering an area of 1,200 square meters, stand firmly in the midst of trees, fountains, and ponds, as well as rice-filled landscapes. Aside from being a painting museum, the Agung Rai Museum of Art also displays dance and theater performance, as well as exhibitions from artists by Balinese, Indonesian, and foreign artists. Visitors can also see the process of making works at the cultural workshop and see the collection of books in the library. Next. Okay, that's it. For the next town, I will let it to Amira.
Thank you, Ima. Okay, first, let me introduce myself. My name is Amira Zura, and I will explain the various tourism places in Ternate. As we know it, Ternate City is a city located at the foot of the Gamalama volcano on the island of Ternate in North Maluku province, Indonesia. Maluku does have a very fascinating natural state, and one of the states is marine tourism. We can call it Jiko Malamo Beach. Next slide, please. The location of this beach is not far from Sulamahada Bay, which is quite hidden, namely at the corner of Ternate Island. This beach is very distinctive with white sand, cool breezes, and soft waves. Very safe to play, whether diving or just sitting relaxed on sand. The sunset view is the main icon of Jiko Malamo Beach. The great combination of blue and orange from the sky attracts the tourists. Interestingly, there is no charge to enter here. Next slide, please. The second place is Paluco Fortress. Paluco Fort is one of the many forts that keep the history of Ternate's journey. Until now, Fort Paluco still stands firmly on a rocky hill in Sangaji village, North Ternate. This fort was used as a place to escape from the Spanish attack to return to live in this place. Most of the people fled to Fort Malayo. According to reports, there are 15 to 20 soldiers in this fort, complete with several weapons and ammunition. In 1627, under the reign of Governor Jake Lefebvre, said that the fort is located not far on a hill to the north of Fort Malayo and equipped with two small towers. Okay, that's all from me. The third and fourth places will be explained by Camelia.
Okay, thank you, Amira. Hello, my name is Camelia Safira, and I will continue the explanation of Ternate City for the third and fourth destination. The third is Tolire Lake. Tolire Lake is a lake located about 10 kilometers from the city center of Ternate. Tolire Lake is under the foot of Mount Gamalama, the highest volcano in North Maluku. The lake itself consists of two pieces. Local people call it Big Tolire Lake and Small Tolire Lake. The distance between the two is only about 200 meters. The shape is unique, like a giant pen. There is a legend of the people who believe that these two lakes were once villages. However, there was a father who impregnated his own child and was cursed to become a lake. Next. And the fourth, or the last, is Castella Beach. It's located in Ternate Island District, Ternate City, North Maluku Province. Although it is not as crowded as Jiko Malamo or Sulamahada Beach, the big heritage building of the Portuguese, namely the Nostra Senhora de Rosario Fort, which means beautiful woman wearing a rose flower necklace, or Gamlamo Fort and the Sultan Khairun Monument, which make it a natural and historical tourist attraction. The number of trees that surround this beach makes the atmosphere cooler. In fact, there are trees standing in the middle of the beach, adding to the mysterious impression. Okay, that's it. I leave it to Miftahaini.
Okay, thank you, Kama. Hello, my name is Miftahaini Widri. So it's my turn to telling you about tourism in Payakumbuh, West Sumatra. Payakumbuh is a city in West Sumatra and surrounded by Kabupaten 50 Kota or 50 Kota Regency. The first one is Tour de Singkara. Tour de Singkara is annual events for professional bicycle racing stage race held in West Sumatra, Indonesia, and named after the Lake Singkara. First stage in 2009, Tour de Singkara is classified by the Union Cycling International as 2.2 category race as part of the UCI Asia Tour. And this event followed by participants from many countries. And we can see and enjoy it from by the roadside. And the second is Tan Malaka House. Tan Malaka House, a house where the Tan Malaka spent his childhood before finally moving to Bukit Tinggi and traveling to the world to various countries. This house is an old house located in a remote area of Nagari Pandam Gadang, Gunung Omeh District, 50 Kota Regency, West Sumatra Province. The building is in the style of traditional Minangkabau architecture and look aloof from other residential area. And from this, if you like about his story, and you can learn from these places. And the next is Agam Rafting. Agam River Rafting, as known as Batang Agam Rafting. With a track length of approximately 4 kilometers, the rapids along the Batang Agam River have a number of rapids that are challenging and other than pumping. And this activity usually doing in Batang Agam, as known or Batang Agam River, or others river in Payakumbuh. And the last one is Haro Valley. Haro Valley is sometimes known as the Yosemite of Indonesia. Here, gibbon and macaques and a variety of wildlife still roaming freely at this area. In the 50 Kota Regency has actually been designated a natural conservation, covering some 66.9 acres. Its beautiful landscape, its peaceful serenity interrupted by only the calls of macaque and the chirping of birds, make the Haro Valley the perfect holiday getaway. And it also has many waterfalls, and it's located 18 kilometers from Payakumbuh. So that's from me, and I will give back to Ima.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Haini Widri. So that's all today's presentation. Please forgive me and my friends if we all made some mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.